All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. It's going to be a busy news afternoon. A verdict, a decision has been reached by the Ferguson grand jury in the case of Officer Darren Wilson on whether or not to indict. News conferences are being prepared by the county prosecutor's office and the Missouri governor. When that announcement is made or those press conferences occur during the course of this show, we'll bring it to you. Also, the resignation of Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel. Here's what he had to say today.
And as the President noted, I have today submitted my resignation as Secretary of Defense. It's been the greatest privilege of my life, to lead, and most important, to serve with the men and women of the Defense Department and support their families. I am immensely proud of what we've accomplished during this time.
All right, folks, there it is, the resignation of the Defense Secretary of the United States, Senator Chuck Hagel, or Secretary Chuck Hagel, as the case may be. Joining us now, Major General Vallely, retired Major General in the U.S. Army and founder of Stand Up America. Good to talk to you, my friend. What do you
Thank you, Steve.
What do you make of this? Are you surprised?
Well, I'm not surprised. I think it's been building tension between and frustration between the White House, the National Security Team, Valerie Jarrett, Susan Rice, and the President with the Pentagon, Hagel, as well as the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And he did not resign. He was fired from the inside word that I'm getting and basically was asked to step down.
Now, he had a lot of differences. He wrote a letter to the president not too long ago, making it clear that he had differences with many of the policies. In particular, he did not like the way the fight against ISIS was going because it didn't address the Syria issue. Now, no one knows the Syrian issue better than you.
Well, I think that's true. It was basically, I think, the overall Middle East policy with ISIS, headlining that whole situation over there. But you got Iran, you got Syria, Assad. Who do you support? How much do you put on the ground? What kind of assets do you have over there fighting ISIS? But I think also the purging of the military and downsizing of the military. And I think a lot of the generals and admirals were finally, standing up to some degree, which they should have been. But when you challenge the White House and Obama, and you're not one of his guys, and you don't react positively to Susan Rice, head of the National Security Office there, and Valerie Jarrett, then it's goodbye.
Right, and that's the problem. He has such left-wing radicals around him, and that was one of the reports that he couldn't deal, and he wouldn't be the first one not able to deal with the Valerie Jarrett, according to reports that have been out for quite some time. So let's look ahead, going forward. I mean, now he's going to put in somebody, basically, I would think, who's going to yes him to death, quote unquote, on every issue, from Syria to ISIS to Iran to you name it.
Well, Jack Reed from Rhode Island is one of the ones being considered. He's a West Point graduate like I am, a Democrat. I'm not sure how much he'll stand up to Obama and team if he's selected. But you got Michelle Fauntleroy, I believe her name is, and then another Deputy Assistant Secretary or Secretary of Defense. So there'll probably be 3 or 4 that they'll look at, but certainly I would like to see, Steve, somebody with a military background and a strategy to deal with the enemies and the threats we have. None of these civilians, including Jack Reed, have that kind of background, even though Jack was in the Army for a while, but that was quite a while ago.
Right.
But we need somebody who really understands strategy and vision for America.
You have anybody in mind, General? I mean, a name that comes to mind?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd like to see Admiral Ace Lyons put in charge of the Defense Department, or General Tom McInerney, or somebody that has that strategic view and really understands the situation. And I know there's not a big support for a retired military guy to go in, but we need somebody with some strong background and understands the Middle East, ISIS, and what's happening with Iran and Syria and Turkey. You have to have that global vision.
General, why am I afraid that the main concern of this president is in the first issue that the new Secretary of Defense will address, not to diminish the problem, but will be sexual assaults and that kind of stuff in the military?
Well, you know, so much time is spent on sexual harassment classes and social engineering of the military, but I'm really concerned about the size of our fleets, our
Sure.
future Air Force, and
Sure.
all of that stuff that makes up a strong military and peace through strength.
Right,
So,
and absolutely, and not, again, not to diminish the importance. Nobody should be harassed or attacked in the military, male or female. But I just have a feeling it said that he'll pick a defense secretary who could proceed with the social engineering, as you so eloquently put it. Major General Paulie Vallely, thank you as always, my friend.
all right, Steve.
Take care. When we come back, we'll discuss all of this and Ferguson with the Malzberg panel. Don't go away.